Hey, I hope you're sitting down and nice and comfortable for this week's video. And today I'd like to talk to you about another Bluetooth speaker. This one is from VTIN, as you can tell right there. And this is the Punker Mini Bluetooth speaker. It does use 40 millimeter drivers in here. It is also Bluetooth 5.0. It has a water resistant rating of IPX5, and the battery is a whopping 1500 milliamps in this little speaker, and it delivers 12 watts of power. Now let's take you around a little bit. Of course, this is the front. On the top is all of your controls. On the bottom they got rubberized feet, but there's a little bit of plastic film on these feet. So when you get the speaker in, make sure you peel off the little plastic protectors on it, if you will. Otherwise it'll kind of bounce around. This way it reveals like, it's not really rubber, it's more like a silicone rubber on the bottom. So it'll stay put pretty nice. And on the back of the speaker, this is the bass port. And this flap right here, let me crack that open real quick for you, is all of your ports. You got the micro USB charging port. That's your auxiliary port. Right there is for a micro SD card as well. Yes, you can play audiobooks, podcasts, or regular old music MP3s off of a micro SD card. All you got to do is put it in there and you're set to go. It will take an SD card up to 32 gigabytes maximum. So that is quite a lot of music to play on this. Well, off of a 32 gigabyte card. Now they boast you get a 24-hour runtime or playtime at 70% volume. Now, I like to listen to mine a little bit louder than 70%. Well, actually, it's about 70 to 75%. And I actually got 23 hours of runtime off of this little speaker. So that is actually pretty awesome from this little speaker. And especially at the price VTIN is asking for. I'm not going to quote a price because on Amazon it goes up and down all the time. So, but let's put it this way. It's under 20 bucks that I got this for. If that makes you happy, definitely go and check it out. Now, they do give you the cables. You do get a charging cable. You do get the 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter auxiliary cable, so you can plug it into your phone if you don't want to use Bluetooth. And there's the charging cable. And the other thing that they give you, which I thought was pretty cool, was a little lanyard for your wrist. So you can hook it up. There's these two little holes right here. I'm not sure how well. Right here. That's where you would put this lanyard. So you can carry it around your wrist or hang it on your backpack or hang it up on your wall for all I care, but it's nice that they give you something like that so you can carry it around other than just sticking it in your pocket. The other thing I'd like to mention is this. You get this little card in here. And basically it says, activate here within 15 days to extend warranty for 2 years. Okay, so if you want to pause the video right about now, go ahead and do it. But I think that's pretty cool that you get this little card in here. And if you register it within 15 days of purchase, you can get an additional 2-year warranty on this speaker. So if anything goes wrong, bam, there you go. You got a nice warranty on it, okay? Now let's dive into how this thing sounds. The bass of this is very detailed and clean. It's not really bass heavy, but you can definitely hear the bass coming through. It's not really a thumper. So if you're a bass head, you're not gonna like this. The mid-range is really kind of like where I think they tuned this speaker at, because the mid is very dominant in the sound profile. It's very clean and very clear and very solid mid-range in this. But it's not overpowering, okay? It doesn't overpower the highs or the mid or the lows at all, but it is there. The highs are very precise and crisp. It's not tinny, it won't pierce your ears or anything. Even if you were to crank this and your device up all the way, it's not going to be like some ear-piercing shrill or distortion due to the high frequencies there. Overall, the mix is crisp and clean and very, very detailed, with a dominant mid-range colorization, if you will, in this. Now, I think it was purposely tuned that way with a little bit higher high end than the bass, so you can use this outside or in a very large room, or maybe even like a hall or something like that, just so you can definitely hear the music from a good distance away. It's not that bad of a sound at all, actually. I pretty much quite enjoyed it. It's more towards the way I like to hear music. I wish the bass was turned a little bit more up, like say if they had the bass at 6 on a tuning on this, I wish they would have turned the bass up to maybe 7 or 8, just a little bit more to give it a little bit more of a rumble, a little bit more of a thump. Now, on every device I used, when I cranked up the volume all the way on the speaker and on the device that was broadcasting to the speaker, it's on the very cusp of distorting slightly. And it also depends upon what genre of music you're listening to. Me, I'm more of a metalhead. So yeah, when I'm listening to Megadeth or Metallica, or even some Judas Priest songs, you can almost hear that the speakers want to distort. But it really doesn't distort, but it almost wants to. But that is because I had these cranked up all the way. When I backed it down a little bit, even 1 or 2 little clicks to back down, that went away almost instantaneously. So it doesn't really distort, but you can hear it almost wanting to. And believe you me, this thing does get loud. The other thing I want to tell you is you get more bass sound coming from the front. If you were facing the bass port here towards you, you're not going to get no thumping bass out of the back. It seems like it actually removes a lot more of the bass from the back if you were listening to it that way, as opposed to the front grill. So just like that Spider-Man speaker I reviewed a while ago, make sure that the front grill that says VTIN on it is facing you to get the full range of sound from this speaker. If you were to turn it around and you're listening and this part is facing you, you're not going to get the full range of sound. Please keep that in mind. To operate it, it's very simple, very easy, very intuitive. So would I suggest any one of you to go out there and grab this speaker? Well, yeah, especially at the price. Like I said, it was under 20 bucks when I got this. At the time of making this video, they had a little coupon on Amazon where you can save an additional 15% off the regular price. So you're getting, for the runtime, the price alone is definitely well worth it. It does give you really good quality sound. Of course, it's not going to be like, $100 or $200 Bluetooth speaker, but if you want some good, decent sounding music or video or whatever you want to listen to through this for a very low price, you cannot go wrong with this Punker Mini Bluetooth speaker. So I definitely highly recommend it. Okay, Right there on top of the bucket is the speaker. Let me zoom out so you can see how far away I am. That's about 25 feet away from the camera, so let's start playing some music. Okay, now I am outside in my backyard, just done doing some testing for the music so you can see how loud this speaker is. I'm probably about a good 2 feet away from the speaker right now. Like I said, outside in my backyard, you could probably hear the cars in the background. Now this is to give you an example of the microphones on the speaker, so if you need to take a phone call, this is what it's going to sound like on the outside. Let's take you inside and do an inside test. Okay, this is the inside test of the onboard microphones. I'm sitting in my room right now. I have both windows open in the room. Just to give you an example of what it sounds like on the inside with windows open. Okay, this is a test of the onboard microphone indoors in my room, doors shut, both windows are shut, and this is what it's going to sound like to the person on the other end of the phone call. This is a test of the onboard microphones for the VTIN Punker Mini Bluetooth speaker. Hope this helps.